Everybody is growing at their own rate, so don't be forced by the world to do more when your journey is not requiring that. Everybody's journey is tailored to them. So what someone else doing may not be tailored for you, or maybe not may not be for you. Comparison is definitely the thief of joy. But hey y'all, hey, welcome back to the Becoming Herrss channel. It's Kayla. I feel like we talked about women and our trauma a lot on my channel, and that is 100% necessary, but I feel deeply for men too. Their pain isn't navigated the same way ours is, and that leaves a heavy silence around their healing as well. Last month was September, so I missed Suicide Awareness Month. I don't know when this video is dropping, so let's just say I missed Suicide Awareness Month. But I still want to make a video because every day should bring awareness for suicide for everybody, especially Black people in the world, because too many of people are struggling in silence. So today we're going to highlight Black men and mental health. So many Black men are taught to wear nonchalance like armor to move through the world untouched, unbothered, as if nothing can break them. And when softness does show up, it is mislabeled as weakness or even not being man enough. So a lot of men dive deeper into hardness, deeper into performance, deeper into being like a hard shell, I guess, let's say a rock. But the truth is, everyone in life needs balance. It's a balance in everything, in ego and who you are. It's just a balance. You're supposed to have a balance of everything. Every person has emotions that deserve to be felt. And when you're forced to live only in toughness, the battle does pile up inside. The weight becomes heavier. The silence becomes more dangerous. That's why Suicide Awareness Month hit different for a lot of people. For me, it definitely hit different. I don't know if y'all see my tattoo, but it says breathe with the it's backwards, but the semicolon. Don't look at my nails, I'm getting them done tomorrow. But I struggle with my own battle with mental health and suicidal ideation a lot, especially when I was like a teenager. So I definitely know how hard overcoming mental health battles is. Too many of people in the world never get the chance to put words to what they're carrying. I'm very fortunate to be able to like have the understanding to grow and evolve past it, or have the mental space to be like, I want change. And I know there's a lot of people that want change but don't know how to seek it. So let me just say this clearly to everybody. Healing is not one-dimensional. It's whatever it is tailored to you. But your life does matter. Your feelings matter. You don't have to carry it all alone. Everybody is growing at their own rate, so don't be forced by the world to do more when your journey is not requiring that. Everybody's journey is tailored to them. So what someone else doing may not be tailored for you, or maybe may not be for you. Comparison is definitely the thief of joy. But back to the video. I feel like that was about a video, but back to the topic. Being honest, I can definitely only touch on this subject very lightly because I'm not a man. I'm a woman who has witnessed the struggles in the men around me, but I feel like the part of healing is naming what we see, holding space for the conversations that are being held, but I don't think a lot of people are open to the conversations that's being held. So let's talk about the silence around Black men's mental health. Black men are often raised in environments where emotions are called weakness, where tears are shut down with man up, or people throw around the gay word, like you're gay if you cry, where vulnerability is equated to being soft or weak, and softness is also seen as unsafe in a lot of homes. So what happens when all these feelings are told that they can't thrive in an environment, they're unsafe? People learn to swallow them. They learn to laugh them off. They cover it up in jokes. They drown it in work, hide it in women, numb it with liquor or weed or other drugs, or they just bury it in silence in general. But silence does not erase the pain. It just hides it. It's like putting a rug over a dirt pile. It does not pick up the dirt. The dirt is still under the rug regardless. And the weight of unspoken emotions doesn't disappear. It definitely settles in the body. It turns into stress, rage, depression, even I would say illness too. I feel like people can stress themselves to the point of being sick and having certain things. And because most Black men don't feel safe seeking therapy or naming what they've been through, mental health struggles often always go undiagnosed. It's not that they're emotionless. It's that the world trained them to survive by locking those emotions away. And I want to touch on this too. I have brothers and I'll be like, yeah, maybe you should try therapy. Maybe you should try therapy. And he was like, what a therapist is going to do for me? What is talking to somebody going to do for me? It's not going to solve my problems. And I learned that men are more men are more solution based. There's this book, if y'all have not read it, or you don't even have to read it, go listen to it. It's on YouTube, called Men Are From Mars and Women Are from Venus, or it's Women Are from Mars and Men Are from Venus. I don't know what the fucking name is. And it talks about the different like how women are, how men are. Women are more emotion based. We connect off of emotions. Why women can connect so much is because we connect off emotions. A girl can come and tell me like, hey, you know, my ex cheated on me and it hurt me, and I can empathize with her because I went through the same thing. Where for men are more solution based. Like, okay, I have this problem. I need a solution to solve this problem. I'm not looking for necessarily all the emotions behind it, like empathy, or we finna resonate with each other. What am I going to do to get past this problem? What I'm going to do to get from point A to point B, basically. And the book is really good. Y'all should just go listen to it. But it's just saying like men are more so solution based. So I feel like when I'm asking my brothers, hey, why won't you go talk to a therapist? It's more so, I feel like it's more so like, what solutions are they going to provide me? I know what I'm hearing them say with my ears is like, what can a therapist do for me? But I'm also hearing it's like, what solutions are they providing me? How are they going to erase my pain? What tools are they going to give me? Like tools to help me with this situation. So, but I know like a lot of times when there isn't any solutions, or if they're not used to tapping into like that field, they just lock it away. But abuse does shape men, especially mental and emotional abuse. It affects men too, but we don't talk about it enough. A boy who is constantly told he'll never be anything carries that into manhood, and now feels like no matter what he achieves, it will never be enough. This is for some people. Young man raised with a father who only criticizes everything but never affirms grows up into an adult who doubts his every move. A man who only hears real men don't cry learns to push love away because tenderness feels unsafe. A man who grew up being overlooked, dismissed, and only valued for what he could provide grows into someone who overworks, overhustles, and still feels empty. And then we as a community say, why the fuck is he so cold? What is his problem? Why doesn't he open up? Why does he shut down? But if we're being honest, he learned to shut down because every time he opened up, it wasn't safe. Even like sometimes we see in a relationship, a man who loves deeply but doesn't know how to say it or how to display it, who pulls away instead of talking because silence feels safer than being vulnerable. You see it in workplaces, the man who works himself into exhaustion, never complaining because he was taught his value only exists in what he can provide, what he can do. And you see it in friendship, the man who jokes through his pain, who makes everybody laugh, but goes home and battles things he can't even name. And you see it in the body, high blood pressure, stress, exhaustion, burnout, because carrying unspoken pain still weighs down on you regardless of what age you are. The other day, I was on TikTok. Well, the other night I was on TikTok. and I came across this TikTok of this boy. I won't say a boy, but a man, and he was just eating tacos. But he started he started the video off saying like he felt alone. He said he was homeless and he was sleeping in his car, and my heart broke, y'all, because you can really hear the sadness in his voice. You can feel the heaviness in his spirit, and honestly, I wanted to hug him because that kind of loneliness, that is one of the hardest feelings in the world. I think like 2 weeks ago, I was at Family Dollar, and there's a homeless man that's there across the street. Like, he's down the street a little bit more, like way past the Family Dollar. But that day he was in the Family Dollar, and he was trying to buy a Black and Mild. And before people be like, well, if he's homeless, why he buying a Black and Mild? You don't even know what that Black and Mild meant for him for that day. You don't know what kind of relief that was going to give him. So he was buying a Black and Mild, but he couldn't pay for it. So the guy in front of me paid for it, and he walked out. And just like, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give him some money, because I was being blessed. I was like blessed that day. So, I'm gonna give him some money because God has blessed me. Let me bless someone else. So I know he stays down the street. I wasn't going back down the street that way. I was going somewhere else, and I was actually late. So I'm just like in line, and I'm just praying to God. I'm just like, if it's meant for me to give him anything, money, whatever, just make him still be around the store. Like, let him stay around the store if it's meant for me to give him this money, because I know he does not live around the store. He lives like further down the street, by like the train tracks or the train station. So I pay for my stuff. I get extra cash out. Like, when you're checking out, I get extra cash out, and I walk out and I don't see him. I'm just like, dang, he left. And then when I hit the corner, he was right there, and I was like, okay, that was God. I gave him the money, and he was like, thank you. And I said, you're welcome. And I kept moving. But even seeing that still bothered me, because that's still someone's child. Like, I can't say what anybody go through in life, because you never know. People have addictions. Some people are okay with being homeless. But people have addictions. People have families that aren't supportive. People have families that will kick them out literally on their 18th birthday and make them figure it out on their own. So my heart does go out to a lot of homeless people, a lot of homeless Black youth, like, still trying to figure it out on their own, not even being a full adult and still being a baby. It breaks my heart, because I hate to see it. I hate to witness that. It makes me emotional too, a lot. But when I saw the guy at the Family, I'm just rambling, y'all, but when I saw the guy at the Family Dollar, it really did bother me, because I'm just like, that's someone's child. And I would never want to see like my brothers out there like in the streets. And if they ever, I'm not going to speak into this, but if it ever came a situation, I hope somebody would want to give them help too. But I also know how people treat homeless people. So it's just like, it was a lose-lose situation. Like, yeah, I'm not going to say a lose-lose situation, because you don't know what that $25 I gave him did for him that day. But I felt bad, because I feel like I could do more, but I really couldn't do more. That video of the young guy on the TikTok, I'm talking about young guy, I'm 27. The video of the guy on the TikTok really did bother me, but it reminded me how many men are out here smiling, joking, eating, living in front of us, but carry battles that are deeper than the ocean, that a lot of people don't even know about, that a lot of people that are around them don't even pay attention to, that a lot of people seem to overlook, because they're often presented as, this is a strong person, like they can handle it. That's why having conversations about mental health in all areas, whether it's from Black women, Black men, children, anybody, it matters. It's important, because feeling alone and depression can be deadly, and I don't want to see people carrying that alone at all, but just carrying it anymore. I spent my depression alone I'm gonna say the whole depression, for the whole 12 plus years. I'm just say 11 plus years. I spent the whole thing alone, and I struggled with my mental health. I struggled with wanting to be alive. I struggled a lot, and a lot of the times my battle was almost done. So it's just like when I see it now, and I know I'm in this place where, okay, I have this understanding, like I'm working on myself and I'm still healing, I'm still growing, but I'm not in that depression state. And I see people that are older than me, younger than me, don't really matter, but they're in like that real deep depression state, the same depression state I was in. It bothers the fuck out of me. So regardless, have these conversations, because eventually the bill comes due for Black men. Just like us, the applause never pays the cost, and the cost is always them. It shows up in anger that comes out sideways, as numbness, checking out of life while still breathing, as bitterness, resenting a world that demands so much but gave back so little. And for some, the cost becomes silence that turns fatal. That's why Suicide Awareness Month, which I fucking missed, matters more than anything, because so many Black people in America never gets diagnosed, never gets offered therapy, never get a safe place to put it down. They're dying in silence, and the silence is killing us. Bitterness for men is just like women. It is often grief that was never given a voice. It's a little boy inside who wants to be told, I see you, I'm proud of you, you are safe here. Healing doesn't mean erasing like your toughness. Strength is real, but it means giving permission for softness to exist too. Because a man who cries, a man who can say, I am not okay, a man who can admit he needs help, that is not weakness, that is wholeness. And to any person out here that knows somebody that's going through a silent battle, or you just, have brothers around you, sisters, whoever, people around you that you don't even know their battle, but they're always often presented as the strong one. Hold space for them at all times. Check up on them. Call them. Make sure they're okay, even if it's random. Hey, how you feeling today? Like, check up on them. And to the people, to the men out there, if you're listening, if you're watching this, you are allowed to rest. You're allowed to be vulnerable. You are allowed to be loved without performing. Your softness is not your enemy. It is part of your healing as well. Even if you don't say it to anyone else, name it to yourself. Write it down. Pray it. Speak it in the room. I feel overwhelmed. I feel lonely. I feel tired. The first steps to healing is being honest with yourself in all areas. Check in with your body. When your chest is tight, when your fists are balled up like you finna whoop somebody's ass, when your jaw's locked, that is your body screaming, you are carrying too much. You need to stretch. You need to breathe. You need to move. You need to get out there and run. Move your body, because your body deserves release too. And oftentimes when we're going through stuff and we don't really speak about it, we don't talk about it, we don't do anything about it, it stores in our body and it comes like stress. Y'all, if this was another video, I would tell you about the stress I had after I got off work. I didn't even go to work the next day because I was so stressed. Like, I could feel it all over. This is for another video though. Find a safe space. Whether it's therapy, a friend you trust, or a journal, you need one place where you don't have to perform. You can start small, but start somewhere. Practice softness in small doses. Play a song that makes you feel beautiful. I don't want to say beautiful because you know how some people are, but play a song that makes you feel like, I love this song. Like, this song really gets me out my body. It makes me want to move. Woo. Let yourself cry without shame. Even if you're crying by yourself, cry without shame. Hug your inner child and hold them longer than usual. Hold them if you have never held them before. Softness does not erase your manhood. It deepens it. You have to have a balance of everything in life. Your masculine energy, your feminine energy. Everybody has both. I don't care what nobody says. Like, people's like, no, everybody has both. You have to have a balance between both. You can't be too much of one thing. Too much or too less of something is never good. So to close this out though, Black men, I see you, I feel you. Healing is just not for women. You deserve a space to feel whole too. Your life definitely does matter. Your feelings matter, and you don't have to carry it alone. You can start small. Start with journaling, start with crying, start with having small conversations with yourself, not in public because people will think you're crazy, but at home. Start with having like conversations with yourself. Talk to yourself. One of the biggest ways I got through my healing journey, or I got through my depression, was talking to myself out loud. Sometimes I'll be in my room at night in the dark and I'll just be talking to myself like, girl, you're going to be okay. You're going to make it. You're going to be fine. But talk to yourself. And in a lot of those conversations, I ended up crying, but I felt lighter. So start small. Start at home. Start with journaling. Start with talking to yourself. Start with a little bit of self-care. Start with pouring into yourself. Start with acknowledging yourself. Buy yourself something and just sit with it and say, you know what, I brought myself this because of, and it makes me feel like, and I deserve this because whatever it is. Today, I brought myself some flowers and a cactus, but my cactus fell, so I gotta go pick it up. I brought myself some flowers and a cactus, and that is a way for me to celebrate myself because I've overcame a lot of shit, and yet here I am, still surviving, still looking, still living. These flowers are for the 11-year-old girl who didn't think she would make it past 15, and I'm celebrating that because I'm still alive. I'm 27. So I love y'all. Keep becoming, and thank you for tuning into my channel. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and until next time, ciao.